right? And the keyword research essentially is your consumer research. It's essentially by you have to you want to research about what your users actually need, what their pain point, what they want, and so the way we build this is called develop golden keyword strategy that fulfill user demand. Okay, this step, I have a couple updates, right? The first thing is when we first build golden filter, we want to kind of build a tool that helps people filter out long tail keyword very quickly. Long tail keyword that have high demand and low competition very quickly. But we realize that that is correct, but it's definitely not enough. In fact, that is far from the whole SEO strategy that you can use. So I mean, our team put a lot of thoughts into this, and we developed something called Zen Matrix, because we realized that every single keywords that you found have a certain values, a different phase of your content strategy, a different time, and a different level of resources of your content strategy, right? And what we did is we developed this thing called Zen Matrix, right? And why Zen Matrix? Essentially what we did is, if you come back to the first picture, the supply and demand picture in the Google economy, you know that on the demand side, things are very clear. You have the demand is defined by the keyword that user search, and how high or low of that demand is determined by the search volume of that keyword, right? And you can find this very easily. So with that determined, you know the data is very clear, but things are not very clear on the supply end. You don't really know for these certain demands how many suppliers are there, how many websites are trying to compete to that keyword, right? There are no data whatsoever into that, and that's what we came up with Untitled. And we figured that, you know what, if I'm the website, I'm trying to target a certain keywords, the first thing I'll do, logically, is to put that keyword into my title. That's it. It's so simple. It's the most fundamental things that any website, if you want to target for any keyword, you want to do that, because that's the first thing Google will actually scan through, and it's on high priority of Google to think that, okay, this keyword is this website are trying to rank for this certain keywords. So that's how we came up with Untitled, and that's why we determined to try and figure out a way to kind of scan Untitled in bulk volume. So now you have two-dimensional of each side of the equation. On the demand side, you have search volume, which represent how high or low. On the supplier side, you have Untitled, which also represent how high the competition or how low the competition, right? And so with that, we draw something sort of look like this. Wait, I'm gonna scan through this because I just talked about this. All right, so we draw like this map. So on the x-axis is the demand axis, and it breaks down to two parts, low and high, and the line here is search volume, represent the search volume. And on the y-axis is supplier end, and it's also break down to two parts, low and high, and is represented by the Untitled number, right? So below, search volume number, upper on the top, it's Untitled number, as you can see here. Let's click present. All right. And this break this map into 4 different zones, right? All right, and so these 4 different zones, and I break them into 4 different zones. The first zone is I call it decay zone. And what is decay zone? What is decay zone is that it has very low demand, which is keyword, very low search volume, but they have very high Untitled. What does it mean? It means that these are all the keywords that have a lot of competition but actually have very low demand, right? And so low demands mean what? These are the keywords that once were very competitive keywords. Once was very high demand. Let's say PlayStation 2020. That was at some point, I think in July 2020, was the highest demand sort of keyword, right? Everyone are sort of looking for the keywords, and so the demand at that point was very high. But the competition at that moment is so go really high. But after 2020, that keyword is no longer in trend. So the keyword are now on the other side of the hill, and it's called in decay. And in this decay zone is where there's so many competitors trying to rank for that keyword, but they're very low in demand, and you do not want to enter this zone, right? Lots of websites targeting, yet many people search for them. They are once trendy keyword with high demand, which causes search in website trying to compete, but they are no longer trending. Volume search gradually drop, leaving high competition but low demand. Please avoid this zone at all costs. Not advisable for any type of planning. So if you find any of these keywords, don't put any effort into investing them. They are worthless, right? The second zone is mature zone. Mature zone is where it's the keyword that have very high demand, very high search volume, but also very high ON title. These are the keywords that consistently perform over the time. It will always be keyword that are usually it's your pillar keyword, right? It's the keyword that always have demand. Let's say nutrition plan, web design, for example. Web design, you have, or you can do soccer tournament. So things that constantly in high demand. So they're always high demand and always high supply. So these are very important zone for your planning content strategy, right? If you're new, it's important for you to target this keyword, but not put so much effort into it, because the competition is simply just too high. But you have to show Google that, hey, I know what I'm talking about when I talk about mature zone. I will have my title into it, but I'm not trying to compete to it just yet, right? So, and if you are a team that you already have sort of established team member, you have a lot of resource at hand, you have a lot of sort of experience in doing SEO, you definitely can target keyword in this zone as well. So don't feel like, oh man, I have to look for keyword that is high in search volume but low in ON title. No, there's certain keyword in this zone are very important for your SEO content strategy, right? As I share in here, mature keyword is the keyword with consistently high demand from users, and therefore lots of websites are trying to rank for those. They are usually shorter length keyword, 1 or 3 words at length. Select keyword in this zone with caution because it requires more resources and investment to rank. However, the upside is consistent flow of organic growth, and these are very good keyword for all your long-term planning. Don't think that you will go and then you will be able to rank this keyword in like 3 to 4 months, right? You always keep in mind that these are the keywords are very hard to rank, but they're worth your investment in the long run, right? And so this is mature zone. And then opportunity zone. Opportunity zone is where you have keywords that are low in search volume, but also low in ON title. And these are the keywords that sort of like newly established, right? By 2017, Google was sharing a fact that every day there's about 15% of their searches are new, never before searches. That's a very crazy high number, right? And so if you imagine that amount of search new that kind of showing a day, so this is the zone where you will find those kind of keywords. This is a keyword that just newly established as in Google database as new demand. People kind of just come up with those, and there's a very few websites fulfilling those keywords. And this keyword is very good for your for if you are first start out, right? If you're a new website, you should play around with this keyword a lot. Invest your money into kind of growing this in building your SEO content throughout this keyword, because in this zone you will be able to rank quite quickly, quite fast, because not a lot of competition, and Google actually look for websites that can fulfill this kind of demand. You're not going to be able to get a lot of traffic out of each keyword, but you will be able to if you spread your strategy out as much and as fast as possible. For example, you find 1,000 of this keyword, you can simply go target them all. And if you can target them 1,000 of this keyword, you will kind of already pick out the low-hanging fruit in a very easy way already. But making sure the keyword have to be in opportunity zone, because low ON title, low search volume actually are very good for very short term and good planning. And it also, if you invest it in long enough, it actually also really good for your long-term planning as well. right? Because any of this keyword at some point in future could turn down into a mature zone keyword, and you don't know. You may earn out of that a bunch of 1,000 keywords. You may find 100 keywords that will give you consistently 5 to 10,000 search a month. That would be great, right? And finally, Candyland. So Candyland essentially is what Golden Filter has always been about. That is to find keyword that is high in demand and low in supply. So low in competition, but very high in demand. These are the keywords that are great for almost any planning, right? They are ideal keyword. If you find this keyword, target them right away. If you're new, you can target them. If you are already established, you can also target them. They fit with almost any planning. So you see, your keyword research are now no longer looking simply for some good and easy keyword to rank, but you can actually break them down into different zoning and fit this zone into certain part of your content strategy over a long period of time. You know, you don't have to right away go into Candyland zone. You can start with opportunity zone, right? And then slowly build you into Candyland zone. And once you have some certain traffic, you build your confidence, you start having more of your traffic, you go into mature zone, right? And so slowly you kind of build this in the circle, up and down, up and down, up and down. And at some point, you will be able to rank a bunch of different keywords that you never thought you would on a topic that you don't even think that you would ever try to rank for. So using a zone, a Zen matrix like this will help you tremendously in your keyword sort of mapping, right? And this is the second step. When I talk about keyword research, this is what I'm talking about, because our tool already did the hard part for you. We already did this. We already get to you all the data. You just need to filter it out, put it in your sweet little list, and kind of save it into different timing or phrase, whatever it is of your strategy, right? So do this, right? Use Zen Matrix, any way that it helps you, and build it with confidence. Only because by the time you reach this phase, you are already filled. I'm very confident with this plan, right? So this is what we want to give you, confidence in building an SEO content strategy. It's a long road, and when you talk about SEO, you talk about 6 to 8 months of doing things that unknown, right? And having a good plan will really bring you very far in the sense of knowing that you are going in the right direction. So do this, right? All right, let's see what next. So how you can apply Zen Matrix into use case? So for example, now that let's go into actual use case of this. All right, step by step quickly. So let's say nutrition plan. So what I usually would suggest you do, the first is you go into nutrition plan and you do research on your main topic, which is nutrition plan. Go to Keyword Explorer, nutrition plan, right? Go in there. Already sort out everything. We have golden filter. Oh, I thought I did. Okay, give it a second. Okay, so golden score already appear. So the first thing is, what I tend to do is I just do golden score by potential value. I save it 1.618. I got 1,800 keyword applied. So I sort of have this all the list of the keyword in this filter. Now I'm going to break them down to different zone. Like I said, once you get into a list of H, right, you want to save all this list accordingly first. So let's say I save this to a list. Select list. Main topic, nutrition plan. Now I have a list. Second thing, I go into the next subtopic that I want to build. Let's say nutrition plan for diabetic meal plan. All right, I'm gonna go into Keyword Explorer. Search for this keyword. 17,000, 18,000 searches. Let's see how many words that show. So we got 740 words. Do the same thing. Golden filter. Oh, it's not measuring yet. Give a second. Oh, 1,300. Sorry, we crawl into database. One confirm. We'll measure golden filter. Do exactly the same. Filter out all the keyword. Let's say I'm new. I want to write every single subtopic, but I want to write them all in opportunity zone. Then you simply just kind of use the filter to sort of look for all of the keywords that have low in title and low search volume, and you go into those and just filter either using our filter and save them in your list. And you repeat this process throughout all of the subtopic that you already built out. Then you will have a map that looks like this. That nutrition plan on top, and then you have the first subtopic, second subtopic, third subtopic, and below this would be all the keyword lists that you already sort out accordingly to your planning. Keyword for subtopic 1, keyword for nutrition plan, keyword for subtopic 2, keyword for subtopic 3, keyword for subtopic 4, keyword for subtopic 5. So then you have main topic, keyword for that main topic. You have subtopic 1, keyword for subtopic 1, subtopic 2, keyword subtopic 2, subtopic 3, keyword subtopic 2. Now your mapping looks even clearer because you not only cover what Google wants and how you can present yourself as expert, you are also able to see what the demand, what are the keywords are in the demand of your users are, right? So once you're done with this, the next step is to figure out the article list. Oh my gosh, it's already 1 hour. Should I break this into 2 sessions or should I continue? This is because we still have quite a way to go all the way until we finish. So I think I will I will finish the research part this session, and then maybe we'll do another one next week to finish the whole session. I didn't realize how long it will take, and it's already 1 hour. So I think it's best for us to break this into 2 sessions. And so let's go to article list. So article list is actually a lot simple. It's quite simple. Essentially, article list is when you have this list, and you have all the keyword lists that you have in your mapping, and you import them into our keyword import tool, right? And once you have all the keyword and keyword import tool, you cluster them, right? And the way we do, like I already explained so many times, right? The mechanism. This is what actually I think we differentiate from a lot of other tools. We try to explain to all of our users the mechanism behind everything we do, because that's the only way for you to utilize the tool. Otherwise, what's the point, right? If you just see numbers, you see things, and you don't understand why we do what we do, you're not going to be able to utilize them in a level in which it will really truly help you, right? And so anyway, go back to the mechanism part. So mechanism of cluster is that this. We will look, for example, we have a list of keywords like this. What we do is that we actually go into each of these keywords and we look for data of the top 10. So we look for all of the top 10 of this keyword, and then we look for all the top 10, the subs of all these 10 keywords, and then we look top 10 of this keyword. We look top 10 of every single keyword that presented. And then we look for similarities in all these keywords. Let's say our logic is if the first keyword have 3 positions in their top 10, and the keyword number 10 also have this same website in their top 10, it means that Google thinks these 2 keywords represent very similar idea, and if this keyword go together in one article, very likely you will be able to rank for both because it appear on the search engine. It's very simple. The logic is very simple, right? We look for similarities in the end result of every keyword. first keyword have let's say abc.com, xaz.com, xyk.com, and the keyword number 5 and keyword number 7 and keyword number 10 also have that exact 3 keywords or 3 websites in their search overview. They should be together, right? Because that's what Google determined. Google determined already for us that those keywords carry exactly similar meaning and exact same search intent. That's why they return the same sort of result. Just group them together. And so that is the point of cluster. So when you group all these keywords together, you have a list of articles, right? Oops, what do I have? Do I have a testing base here? Yeah. Okay, we have a list of articles, right? And something kind of look like this. Of course, if you do with more keywords, you will have more articles. But essentially, these are all the group of articles. Garden seat with wheels, for example, you have 6 keywords. These all 6 keywords, you see? Garden chair with wheel, garden wagon with seat, garden bench with wheels, garden seat with wheels, garden wheel seat, garden stool with wheels. All of these keywords actually similar, all same similar meanings. So you group this together, you write an article called garden seat with wheels, you know, and you will have an article that cover all the 6 keywords that you need. So 1002 keywords doesn't look so long anymore, because it may come down to only around 300 different articles you have to write. But if you cover all these 300 articles, you have 1,200 keywords to that have high potential in ranking, right? And that is when you do article structure, right? Coming back to the slide, article structure. I think we have some slide. Oh man. Here, article structure, determine what need to be written and when, right? You have a list of keywords, you group them together, you have a list of articles. And so what you have now, you have the first on the top, after you do topic research, is you have your pillar content, you have subtopic content, and then you have all the keyword below each subtopic and your pillar, and then you have all the articles that deriving from all those keywords. Then you have a list of articles to write. So by this period, you are done with the first session research, right? And this should take you a good 2 days, maybe. I mean, if I really focus, I probably do it in 1 day. This is quite fast, right? You just kind of click, and then you determine, you draw it down on your paper, you think about it for a day, you sleep over it, and then the next day you sort of have an idea, and that's it. You have the whole mapping. So your content strategy are now condensed into 2 days. What generally would take you about 2, 3, 4 weeks of planning, and you're not even sure if you do it right. We kind of helped you to reduce them down into only 2 days work with just a few clicks. You don't need to understand anything of what data, what number, whatever. Don't focus so much onto that. Write well, right? And that's the second part. Write well on this article. Optimize exactly like how Google wants, and then and how your users would read. And if you do that 2 things right, I am very sure and certain that you will find yourself in a very sort of nice, easy place of doing SEO. You can continue to keep doing this with all other strategy too, and you can do it. You can basically kind of just churn them out so fast. Oh, I need a SEO content strategy for this topic. All right, give me 2 days. Bam, you have a list, and you have a mapping, you have a strategy, you have everything kind of ready for you. So that's our goal. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for today of the whole part, which was research. We'll go into in depth of the execution part, which is the last 2 tool we have. Content creation, content creator, and plagiarism checker.